Rick and Morty's new trailer started wild speculations online. Redditors are coming up with fan theories that will blow your mind. Everything from Rick being the same as Morty to the source of Rick's superintelligence, we have it all. And before we get into it, make sure you watch until the end because we have a bonus theory in here. So, here are the 5 Rick and Morty theories so crazy they might be true. Let's dive right into it, shall we? Number 5. Morty is a young Rick. We know it's a far stretch of the imagination, but once you listen to what we have to say, it won't seem that unbelievable. First of all, we have to mention that the girl that Morty loves with all his heart is an actual redhead. Jessica is the love of his life, and he can't stop thinking about her. Morty even rigged the magnet Rick gave him, that's why their garage got flooded with redheads from all over the city. Now, connect that to the fact that Rick actually loved redheads. How do we know that Rick loves them? Well, if the encounter with the assimilation alien called Unity was any indication, Rick loves himself some redheads. After the planet-wide orgy with Unity, his lover filled an entire stadium with redheads who were watched by a crowd of men resembling his father. Now, we know this is a pretty bold statement, but it's not like it hasn't been done before. For example, Futurama based their entire history on this premise. When Fry goes back in time to 1940, he accidentally sleeps with his grandmother. So maybe in the future, we would see Morty smashing that like button just like you should do if you haven't done already. But no, maybe we'll see him turning into Rick, and this experience would traumatize him so much that he would have to take to drinking. Not to mention, Rick and Morty are actually sewn together to represent one person on Hulu's poster. Number 4. The Galactic Federation will be back. One of the most awesome episodes of the entire series came in the very end. Rick and Morty fought against the Galactic Federation once again as Tammy and Bird Person, now turned Phoenix Person, attacked Rick and his family. The episode was definitely inspired by the Star Wars franchise. There we have the First Order, here we have the Galactic Federation with a planet-destroying weapon. Even though Rick and Morty still won against Phoenix Person and Tammy, somehow, we're not convinced that the Galactic Federation was going to be destroyed. There's no denying the fact that the episode tied a lot of loose ends together. We found out a lot about Beth's true origin story. We found out how Rick made the decision to clone his daughter, and we even found out what happened to Tammy after the wedding. And one of the main reasons we think that the Galactic Federation will be back is the fact that Rick still kept Phoenix Person in his garage. But there's also the fact that true evil can never be destroyed. Number 3. Mega Seeds, the source of infinite intelligence. Here's a theory upon which the entire show might rest. Why? Because it explains how Rick gets his intelligence. In the first episode, we saw Rick getting the Mega Seeds and the Mega Trees. Right from the first season, we saw that they can make people smart, but they will slow down motor functions. Now, here's the theory. Rick has Mega Seeds juice inside his flask and he's constantly drinking from it. That's why he looks drunk all the time, but in fact, this is not the case. He's actually drooling on himself because his motor functions are slowed down by the Mega Seeds. There were a lot of people trying to disprove this theory. They say that Rick couldn't have invented the portal gun if this was the case. One Redditor even pointed out that during one MMA, the writer has said that he imagines Rick drinking vodka. But isn't that what they're supposed to say to keep the mystery alive? We don't really know. This one requires some further explanation, so what do you guys think? Is Rick the smartest being in the universe, or is it all just Mega Seed juice? Number 2. Rick knows he's part of an animated show. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, the interviewer asked Dan Harmon about what Ricks think when it comes to being filmed, and when the guy asked the creator if he was reading too much into thin, Dan just said, "You can't read too much into Rick and Morty. It's there for your obsession." I've heard theories that include the idea that Rick believes in the simulation theory, so therefore he thinks he's a written character on a show in a different universe. This opens up an entire sea of possibilities, and yes, this does mean that Rick is a firm believer that we live in a giant simulation. But there's a problem with him talking to the camera too often. As co-creator Justin Roiland told Dan, if they keep doing this too much and if they do it when it's not okay, this could ruin the show. The viewers could start realizing that this is just a show and they would forget about the story. Whereas, if you start watching the show, you get gripped by the story and you feel like you're sharing the same world with these characters. In conclusion, this theory might probably be true. The creator himself didn't deny it. Number 1. Rick and Morty's 8 seasons. And finally, we come to our last fan theory. And this one is probably going to end up being true. Why? Well, first of all, one of the episodes where Rick and Morty get on the story train operated by the Story Lord, there we get to see a lot of stories and adventures from Rick and Morty's lives. Because the vignettes used in this episode are used to power the train, that means they are no longer canon. This will be important in the bonus clip, but for now, do you remember what Rick said in that episode when he got off the train? He pointed to the fourth car and said, "We're here." One Redditor by the name of BoJack Horseman stated that this statement had a metaphorical meaning. What if "we're here" means that we're in the fourth season instead of in the fourth train car? And if the fourth car represents the fourth season of the show, then the fact that the story train has 8 cars would mean the actual show would have 8 seasons. For all of you thinking that we're reading too much into this, we'd like to point out one thing. Deadline stated that Adult Network ordered 70 more episodes of Rick and Morty after the season 3 finale. But wouldn't that get the total number of seasons to 10 if we know that each season has had 10 episodes? Not if you realize that creators Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon want to make each season longer. If they move the number of episodes per season to 15 from season 5, then they would use all of the 60 remaining episodes that Adult Swim ordered. Bonus: Evil Morty destroyed. And finally, the last little fan theory that we have for this show is the death of Evil Morty and him never returning again. One Redditor by the name of Ez Henry pointed out that in the season 3, when Evil Morty takes control of the Citadel, Rick says they will never have anything to do with the Citadel. And we thought this was going to be the last time we saw Evil Morty. But then he pops up in season 4. Namely, here he attacked our main heroes with an army of Ricks and Meeseeks. Morty sees no way out of the situation, and Rick assures him that this episode will not make it to the canon. And when they defeated him by praying to God, the army of Evil Morty was finally destroyed. This might have been the last time we see Evil Morty, and even if he does make an appearance, it will be a small part. All of the previous clues lead us to believe that Evil Morty won't have entire episodes dedicated to him. On a related note, do you think the show is insanely awesome or just an overrated alien show with awkward jokes? You can tell us in the comment section below. If you'd like more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of them. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.